4:18 a.m. local time. The Gulf of Oman, 20 kilometers off the coast of Iran. A single blacked-out MH-60M Black Hawk drops below radar altitude, rotors chopping through humid 70-degree air. On board, 16 U.S. Army Rangers from 3rd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. Their objective, a covert mining operation inside the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps naval engineers have planted over 200 bottom-mounted influence mines along the shipping channel. In 48 hours, the strait closes. Global oil supply cuts by 30%. Tanker traffic stops. The world economy bleeds out in weeks. The Rangers have one shot. Insert under cover of darkness. Destroy the mining control hub on Abu Musa Island. Extract before first light. If they fail, the strait becomes a kill box. No one gets in. No one gets out. Yet, at 4:21 a.m., the Black Hawk drops to 50 feet above the water. Salt spray hits the fuselage. The pilots fly blind on NVGs. No lights, no radio. The island is 6 kilometers ahead. 300 Iranian personnel. 2 radar-guided ZSU-23 Shilka systems. A reinforced company of naval infantry. The Rangers have 16 men. 4 fire teams. No air support after insert. No backup. The mining hub sits inside a converted coastal defense bunker. 30 feet of reinforced concrete on top, a single ventilation shaft leading into the main operations room. That's the way in. At 4:24, the Black Hawk kills its engines 4 clicks out. Fast ropes go over the side. First team hits the water in under 7 seconds. Second team, third, fourth. The helo pulls away, rotors already fading into the ambient noise of the Gulf. Yet the Rangers swim the remaining distance in full combat gear, weapons sealed in waterproof bags, fins kicking in silent unison. The water temperature is 73 degrees. Visibility is less than 3 feet. Every man stays on the shoulder of the man in front. No lights, no sound, just the pull of current and the distant rumble of Iranian patrol boats working the northern channel. At 4:31, the southern beach. 4 teams come out of the water in staggered intervals, weapons up. M4s, M249, SAWs, M32, grenade launchers, all suppressed. All zeroed for 200 meters. The beach is volcanic sand, black and loose, swallowing boot treads. 50 meters inland, a seawall. Beyond that, the island's main garrison complex. The mining hub is 200 meters east, connected by a hardened vehicle ramp and a personnel tunnel. 2 US Iranian sentries patrol the seawall. They walk a predictable pattern, 75 meters apart, pacing east to west, then back. No thermal optics visible. No dogs. The Ranger sniper, a staff sergeant from Team 2, lines up the first shot at 4:33. Subsonic point 308. The round punches through the first sentry's temple before the sound even registers. The second sentry turns. 2 rounds to the chest from Team 1's designated marksman. Both bodies drop onto the volcanic sand. No alarm. No radio call. The breach is clean. At 4:35, the seawall is clear. Teams split. Team 1 and 2 move east toward the mining hub's vehicle ramp. Team 3 and 4 loop north to cut the garrison's power and communications. The island has a single diesel generator feeding the bunker complex. Kill the generator. They kill the hub's internal surveillance and remote detonation capability. Team 3 carries 2 M72 LLAWs for the generator shed. Team 4 carries breaching shotguns and magnetic charges. Every man knows the timeline. Power cut at 4:42. Bunker breach at 4:45. Extract by 5:30. No margin. At 4:37, Team 3 reaches the generator shed. It's a corrugated steel building 30 meters from the garrison barracks, surrounded by HESCO barriers and razor wire. 2 guards outside, smoking, rifles slung. One of them laughs at something, the other nods. Team 3's squad leader signals. 2 shooters, 2 shots. Both guards drop before their cigarettes hit the ground. Team 3 breaches the shed door with a shotgun. Inside the generator is a massive Russian-made diesel unit, still warm, still humming. They place 2 thermobaric charges on the fuel tank and control panel. 30-second fuse. The team pulls back to cover. At 4:39, the charges detonate. The explosion is contained but violent. The shed's roof lifts off, flames venting upward in a narrow column. Inside the bunker, every screen goes black. Every remote detonation linked to the mines in the strait dies. The Iranian mining engineers have exactly 0 seconds to react. The hub is blind. At 4:40, alarms across the garrison, searchlights cut on, sirens, voices shouting in Farsi. The Iranian naval infantry spills out of barracks, still pulling on body armor, still racking charging handles. They don't know where the attack is coming from. They only know something just blew up inside their perimeter. Team 4 engages the first group coming out of the northern barracks. Its suppressed M4s cycle at 800 rounds per minute. The sound is less than a pneumatic drill. 5 Iranians drop in the first 2 seconds. Another 3 fall as they try to reach a machine gun position on the roof. Team 4's gunner opens up with the saw, stitching the rooftop in a controlled burst. The machine gun never fires. At 4:42, Team 1 and 2 hit the vehicle ramp. The ramp leads down to the bunker's main blast door, 2 feet of solid steel designed to withstand a 500-pound bomb. The ventilation shaft is the only soft point. It's located on the bunker's eastern face, 12 feet up the concrete wall, accessible by a narrow maintenance ladder. Team 2's breacher climbs the ladder while Team 1 suppresses the garrison's southern guard tower. The tower has a DSHK heavy machine gun, and it just found its target. Tracers walk across the ramp, kicking up chunks of asphalt. Team 1's squad leader calls out the bearing. 2 Rangers return fire with M320HE rounds. The first round hits the tower's base. The second goes through the gun shield. The DSHK goes silent. At 4:44, the breacher reaches the ventilation shaft. It's 18 inches wide, reinforced with steel grating. He attaches a linear-shaped charge around the grating's perimeter. Backblast clear. Fire in the hole. The charge detonates. The grating drops into the bunker below, and the breacher drops a flashbang through the opening. 3 seconds later, he follows it down, landing on top of a server rack inside the hub's main operations room. The room is lit by emergency battery backups, casting everything in red. 6 Iranian mining engineers, 2 armed guards, all of them disoriented. It hands over ears, eyes blind from the flash. The breacher engages the first guard with 2 rounds to the chest. The second guard reaches for his sidearm. 3 rounds from the breacher's M4. He goes down. The engineers raise their hands. The breacher ignores them. His job is not prisoners. His job is the server stack. At 4:46, Team 2 sends 3 more men through the ventilation shaft. They drop into the operations room, weapons up, clearing corners. The room is 50 feet by 30 feet, lined with display screens, control consoles, and the server array that controls the minefield. The engineers are cuffed and shoved into a corner. One of them tries to reach for an emergency destruct button on the main console. A ranger puts a round through his hand. He screams. No one helps him. Team 2's demolition specialist pulls a tablet from his pack, plugs it into the server array's diagnostic port. The tablet runs a preloaded override script. 90 seconds to take full control of the minefield. 90 seconds to reverse the firing links and trigger a self-destruct sequence on every single mine in the strait. At 4:48, the script hits 60%. Outside, the situation collapses. The garrison has fully mobilized. 3 BTR-60 armored personnel carriers roll out of the motor pool, their 14.5mm machine guns already traversing toward the bunker ramp. Team 1 engages the lead BTR with an M72 LAW. The rocket hits the driver's hatch, penetrates, detonates inside. The BTR slews sideways, smoke pouring from every hatch. The second BTR opens fire. 14.5mm rounds tear through the vehicle ramp. East punching through concrete barriers, ricocheting off the bunker's outer wall. 2 Rangers from Team 1 are hit. 1 goes down. The other stays on his feet. Armor plates stop the fragmentation, but he's bleeding from the neck. He applies his own tourniquet while still returning fire. At 4:50, the script hits 80%. Team 4 is in a full-on firefight north of the bunker. 30-plus Iranian naval infantry advancing in 2 skirmish lines, supported by an SPG-9 recoilless rifle. The SPG-9 fires. The round hits the corner of the barracks, collapsing the wall, burying one of Team 4's Rangers under rubble. His team digs him out while under fire. He's conscious. Both legs are pinned. They can't move him. The squad leader makes the call. They leave him behind the collapsed wall with a frag grenade and a radio. He nods. He knows what it means. The squad keeps moving. At 4:52, the script hits 100%. The demolition specialist initiates the self-destruct sequence. 217 influence mines spread across 20 nautical miles of the Strait of Hormuz receive the kill command simultaneously. Their arming circuits overload. Their explosive charges cook off in place. Underwater, a ripple of muted thumps travels the length of the strait. Geophones on the Iranian mainland register the detonations as a 2.1 magnitude seismic event. The minefield is gone. Every single mine. The strait is open. At 4:53, the bunker shakes. The Iranians outside have brought up a second SPG-9. The round hits the bunker's main blast door. The door holds, but the shockwave cracks the interior walls. Dust fills the operations room. The Rangers can't see. Yet the ventilation shaft is the only way out, but it's a single-point exit, and the Iranians know it now. Small arms fire punches through the shaft's opening, ricocheting off the server racks. One round catches a Ranger in the shoulder. He spins, hits the floor, still firing his M4 one-handed. The demolition specialist calls for extraction. The Black Hawk is 10 minutes out. 10 minutes they don't have. At 4:55, Team 3 links up with Team 1 at the vehicle ramp. They have 2 LAWs remaining. They use both. The first law takes out the second BTR's engine deck. The vehicle burns, its crew bailing out into small arms fire. The second law hits the SPG-9 team, the backblast igniting their ammunition cache. Secondary explosions tear through the Iranian advance, forcing them to regroup behind the motor pool. It buys the Rangers 90 seconds. 90 seconds to get everyone out of the bunker. At 4:57, Team 2 blows the main blast door from the inside. Linear charges on the hinges. The door falls outward, crushing 2 Iranian soldiers on the other side. Team 2 and the demolition specialist rush out into the smoke, dragging the wounded Ranger between them. Outside, the surviving Rangers form a perimeter. The Iranians are regrouping. 50-plus fighters, 2 operational BTRs, and a ZSU-23-4 Shilka that's just rolled into position 200 meters west. The Shilka's radar spins up. 4 23mm cannons traverse toward the bunker. The Rangers have no anti-air weapons. The Shilka fires. At 4:59, the first burst walks across the bunker's roof, shredding concrete and rebar. The Rangers hug the base of the wall, fragments tearing through packs and plate carriers. One Ranger takes a round through the thigh. Another catches shrapnel in the face. Both stay in the fight, applying pressure while still pulling triggers. Team 1's squad leader gets on the radio. Black Hawk, this is Ranger Actual. We need danger close on the Shilka. Do you copy? The Black Hawk is 3 minutes out. It has no offensive weapons, just 2 door gunners and a pilot willing to try anything. At 5:01, the Black Hawk appears over the northern ridge, nap of the earth, rotors barely clearing the terrain. The pilot drops the nose and descends straight toward the Shilka. The door gunners open up with M134 miniguns, 6,000 rounds per minute, tracer rounds painting a line of fire from the ridgeline to the Shilka's turret. The 23mm rounds tear through the Shilka's thin top armor, igniting the ammunition stored inside. And as the vehicle erupts, its turret blown clear of the hull, landing 50 meters away in the Iranian motor pool. The surviving Iranians break. They've lost 2 BTRs, a Shilka, a generator, a mining hub, and over 40 personnel. The Rangers have 3 minutes to get on the helo before the Iranians regroup. At 5:03, the Black Hawk lands on the vehicle ramp, rotors throwing volcanic sand in all directions. The Rangers load the wounded first, then the walking, then the demolition specialist with the tablet still in his hand. The Ranger left behind the collapsed wall is still alive. Team 4's squad leader runs back into the fire, reaches the collapsed wall, pulls the pinned Ranger onto his shoulders. Fragmentation rounds impact 5 meters to his left. He keeps running. He reaches the Black Hawk at 5:05 and shoves the wounded Ranger through the door and climbs in behind him. The helo lifts off as small arms fire punches through the fuselage. 2 rounds pass through the cabin. No one is hit. At 5:07, the Black Hawk crosses the coastline, dropping back to 50 feet above the water. The pilots push the airspeed to 140 knots. The Iranians scramble 2 AH-1J attack helicopters from Bandar Abbas. They're 12 minutes behind. The Black Hawk won't be in Iranian airspace in 12 minutes. The strait is open. The mines are gone. The mining hub is a burning wreck behind them. At 5:11, the Black Hawk crosses into international airspace. The pilot checks his fuel. 11 minutes remaining, enough to reach the USS Bataan, waiting 70 nautical miles southeast. The Rangers strip off their wet gear, check wounds, reload magazines. At 3 wounded, 1 critical but stable. No KIA, against a reinforced company, against a mined strait, against the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps on their own island. 16 Rangers went in, 16 Rangers came out. At 5:30, first light. The sun rises over the Gulf of Oman, painting the water in shades of orange and gray. The Strait of Hormuz is open. Tankers are already moving. The global economy doesn't know what almost happened. It never will. The Rangers don't need credit. They don't need headlines. They need the next mission. Because in the dark, in the water, in the smoke and the blood and the screaming of dying engines, they proved something that doesn't make the news. They proved that 16 men, properly placed, properly trained, and properly motivated, can change the world without anyone ever knowing their names. And the strait is open. The mines are silent. Operation Destroyed is complete.